Welcome to Tales of Bedlam.
A fairy tale audio comedy. I'm your host, Micah.
I'm the Count. Dracula.
Every Thursday, we will present to you another hand-picked fairy tale from a different time, place, and culture.
You forgot to put dimension on there again.
Or dimension. At Tales of Bedlam, we are grateful for you. Yes, you, the listener. Let us know how we are doing. Leave a comment on Facebook, Twitter, or our website at talesofbedlam.com.
Yeah, do that.
And if you think that Sofa Sitter, or Dracula, oh, I said wrong, Dracula, is amazing, then the best way to help us is to leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening. It really does help others find us.
We will count the stars. One little star.
And if that's not enough,
two little stars.
And you would like to do more,
three little stars.
Then head over to our website and subscribe to our newsletter.
I'm exhausting myself counting. Yeah.
We've got a good one for you today, and I bet you would recognize it.
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Little Red Cap, or Little Red Riding Hood.
I saw Little Red Cap. I always thought it was a poisonous mushroom, which would make sense because Grimm brothers seem to eat the poisonous mushrooms a lot.
This is another Grimm's fairy tale. It was named Little Red Cap. I'm not sure. I think it's just a translation to Little Red Riding Hood because a red cap is just a red riding hood.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. I thought I was.
Thank you for that interjection.
Okay. So, once upon a time,
yay,
there was a dear little girl who was loved by everyone who looked at her.
Weird.
But most of all, by her grandmother.
Wait. Everyone that looked at her? There wasn't one person that looked at her was like, meh. Everyone
Guess not.
Loved her that looked at her.
When you write the story,
so.
You can make it any way you like.
I'm going to write a story that says, once there was a dear little girl who most people loved, but some people were like, meh.
And some hated.
And some of them didn't like her at all, and that's okay. Sorry.
Well, the grandmother loved her most of all, and there was nothing that she would not have given to the child. Sorry.
Dramatic pause.
Given to the child.
Dramatic pause.
Once she gave her a little cap of red velvet,
amazing,
which suited her so well that she would never wear anything else, so she was always called Little Red Cap.
I don't like this the way this story's going already. Really? She wouldn't wear anything else?
Well, hopefully she wore more than just the red cap.
Well, that's what I say.
Maybe that's why everybody looked at her, liked her.
Well, that's weird.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah. That's what I said. Whoa. One day her mother said, "Come, Little Red Cap. Here is a piece of cake and a bottle of wine." Nice. Take them to your grandmother. She is ill and weak, and she needs some wine. They will do her good. Why are we bringing the sick grandma wine?
Wine was medicinal back then.
It's not medicinal now?
Well, it's discouraged on being medicinal, but I use it.
When you're ill and weak?
Whiskey.
Touché. Set out before it gets hot, and when you are going, walk nicely and quietly, and do not run off the path, or you may fall and break the bottle. She's really worried about this wine, and then your grandmother will get nothing. And when you go into her room, don't forget to say, "Good morning," and don't peep into every corner before you do it. Oddly specific.
Corners. Grimm's fairy tales have lots of corners.
Yeah, don't peep in them before you give your ill and weak grandma her wine.
Also, this was probably a good year. The vintage. Ooh. I'm sure it had notes of cherry and chocolate.
I'm sure it had notes of wild mushroom.
Well, I will take great care, said Little Red Cap to her mother.
Because she was from Alabama.
And gave her hand on it.
Oh, okay. Shook on it.
The grandmother lived out in the wood, half a league from the village.
Terrible.
And just as Little Red Cap entered the wood, a wolf met her.
Red Cap did not know what a wicked creature he was, and was not at all afraid of him. Oh, I gotta be the wolf, huh? Good day, Little Red Cap, said he.
Why, thank you kindly, Wolf.
Whither away so early, Little Red Cap?
To my grandma's.
I can't deal with that. What have you got in your apron?
Cake and wine. Yesterday. Whoops. Pardon me.
Shush.
Yesterday was baking day, so poor sick grandmother is to have something good to eat to make her strong.
That's like jamming chopsticks into my eardrums. Where does your grandmother live, Little Red Cap?
Stranger danger.
No, right? It's getting a little personal here, Wolfie.
Wait a minute. A good quarter of a league farther on in the wood. Her house stands under the large oak trees. The nut trees are just below. You surely must know it, replied Little Red Cap.
Well, see, now, if there was some people in the world that didn't love her immediately upon looking on her, she might have learned a little suspicion.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't be telling the wicked people everything about her dang life every time they asked.
She wouldn't have drawn a word map to her grandmother's house.
Does no good if everybody likes you.
Gosh, she did everything but give away the code to the security system on the door.
Hold my hand, Wolf. I'll walk you there.
Yeah.
The wolf thought to himself, what a tender young creature. What a nice plump mouthful. That was creepy. She will be better to eat than the old woman. I must act craftily so as to catch both. Gross. So he walked for a short time by the side of Little Red Cap. Yeah, nice. And then he said, see, Little Red Cap, how pretty the flowers are about here? Why do you not look round? Is he still talking? I believe, too, that you do not hear how sweetly the little birds are singing. You walk gravely along as if you were going to school, while everything else out here in the wood is merry. Weird. Enough?
Well, I think he's diverting her.
Oh, yeah.
Little Red Cap raised her eyes, and when she saw the sunbeams dancing here and there through the trees, the pretty flowers growing everywhere, she thought, I suppose take grandmother a fresh nosegay. Is that how you pronounce that? I missed that in my earlier reading.
It's flower.
I know that.
Oh.
But
it says a nosegay.
Yeah, what's a nosegay?
Nosegay? Nosegay. I don't know.
Nosegay?
Maybe it's just a really happy nose.
Maybe I'll just reread it and just say, what's it called? A
daisy?
No, a group of flowers.
A poppy?
No, a bouquet.
Yeah, because she was French.
Maybe that's why it's called nosegay.
It's just a nosegay is a type of flower.
You think?
Well, I don't know. Good Lord, man, we have the world at our fingertips.
Well, then look it up.
Nose. If I get weird
gay nose
pop-ups on here, you are right and I am wrong. A nosegay is a small bunch of flowers, typically one that is sweet-scented. So it is a bouquet. But in Germany, they called it a nosegay because it made your nose happy. I was right. That's what I said. Happy nose.
Oh, a happy nose. So nosegay would be a happy nose, which is a small group of flowers, like a bouquet.
That smells nice.
But not French.
But that would be a bouquet.
Yeah. But not French. So it's a nosegay. Which kind of sounds the same. All right. Anyway, glad we got that cleared up. that would please her too. It is so early in the day that I feel like singing.
Oh, no, oh my God, let's not start.
It is so early in the day that I shall still get there in good time. And so she ran from the path into the wood to look for... And so she ran from the path into the wood to look for flowers. And whenever she had picked one, she fancied that she saw a still prettier one farther on, and ran after it, because it ran from her. Mm-hmm. And so got deeper and deeper into the wood.
This is not going well.
No, not good at all.
Meanwhile, the wolf ran straight to grandmother's house and knocked at the door.
Well, who's there?
Little Redcap, replied the wolf.
She is bringing cake and wine. Open the door. Lift the latch, called out the grandmother. I'm too weak and cannot get up. I've fallen and can't get up.
What the heck is going on? She is bringing cake and wine. Open the door.
What?
It says she is bringing cake and wine. Open the door. Did she say that to herself?
Well, okay, so she said, who is there? And the wolf replied, Little Redcap, but it was more like, Little Redcap. So the grandmother was like, well, that's not Little Redcap, but she's bringing the cake and wine.
All right, I got you.
It's going to be party time soon. Do you want to join?
It's party time, chumps.
It's party time!
The wolf lifted the latch. The door sprang open, and without saying a word, he went straight to the grandmother's bed and devoured her.
Whew.
Shoop.
Wow.
Then he put on her clothes. Apparently he stripped her down before devouring her. Anyway, creepy. Dressed himself in her cap, laid himself in bed, and drew the curtains.
Okay.
Naked grandma got eaten.
Little Redcap, however, had been running about picking more flowers. Mm-hmm. And when she had gathered so many that she could carry no more, she remembered her grandmother.
Oh, dear.
Set out on the way to her. She was surprised to find the cottage door standing open, and when she went into the room, she had such a strange feeling that she said to herself, Oh dear, how uneasy I feel today. I might just faint.
Stop it.
And at other times, I like being with grandmother so much.
Ugh.
She called out, Oh, good morning.
Oh, my Lord.
But received no answer, so she went to the bed and drew back the curtains.
I want to get curtains for my bed.
There lay her grandmother with her cap pulled far over her face and looking very strange. Oh, grandmother, she said, what big ears you have.
This was always the weirdest part of the story for me. Yeah, they're huge and hairy. How do I do I should have saw this coming.
A wolf grandmother?
A wolf grandma. I'm better to hear you with, my child, was the reply.
But grandmother, what big eyes you have.
The better to see you with, my dear.
Oh, but grandmother, what large hands you have.
The better to hug you with.
Oh, but grandmother, what a terrible big mouth you have.
How rude. The better to eat you with. And scarcely had the wolf said this, then with one bound he was out of the bed and swallowed up Redcap.
Oh my!
Okay. When the wolf had appeased his appetite, he laid down again in the bed and fell asleep and began to snore very loud. Well, at least he didn't strip her before he ate her. That'd have been a little weird.
Well,
a little more
do
weird.
you remember all the cartoons and short stories of this?
Yeah.
Never once was Red Riding Hood, that I can remember, actually eaten.
No. The woodsman comes in and saves her before.
Yeah, or she saves them all.
Or she finds them.
Yeah.
She finds them out.
Well, before we get much further into the story, because it seems it has come to an impasse, since 2 of the 3 characters we know, the good ones, are now in the belly of the wolf.
I'm good with that.
I think that it would be a good time for a commercial. A sponsor.
Because we got to pay the bills, the people.
And our sponsor today is Bricklebret Inc.
It's going to be LLC.
Oh.
But that's fine. We can call it whatever we want. This is not a test. The following info is directly from the technical wizards that brought you the Tales of Bedlam website.
There have been several confirmed sightings of a new subscription area at talesofbedlam.com. These are not isolated cases and have been thoroughly investigated.
Please take the following actions. Number 1, secure any wild donkeys.
Very thoughtful.
Wild donkeys are not helpful. Step 2, click in the subscription area on the website. Step 3, provide us with your email address.
Step 4, check your email regularly, say every 6 to 8 minutes, to see new and exciting updates, upcoming adventures, and or random bonus material from Tales of Bedlam.
Whoop, whoop.
And 5, please do not forget to release the donkeys.
Yes, caged wild donkeys can be very destructive.
We will now return you to your regularly scheduled podcast.
Although we tend to be a bit lighthearted and silly at times, we take privacy very seriously at Tales of Bedlam and Bricklebret.
Wow, you drug that out.
Very seriously. I was being very serious. We will never share or sell your information to a third party, and will only use it for periodic updates to our content.
Amen.
Preach up, brother. Whew, glad we got that out of the way.
Quick recap.
Everybody loved her, except the wolf who ate her. Moving along.
Redcap picked some flowers that she never got to give her grandmother. Grandmother's in the belly of the beast.
What happened?
Beast then dressed up like grandmother and, may I say, pulled her off poorly.
It was very badly.
And then ate Redcap.
What happened to the nosegay? Did he eat that?
I assume it's probably in the basket on the floor somewhere.
Yeah,
but that's an assumption.
You could have washed her grandma and her down with a little bottle of wine.
Yeah, and then cake afterwards.
No, I didn't need cake. He already had the main course. He was full.
The wine, that's how he fell asleep.
Drunkard.
So, back to our story. The huntsman. New character was just passing the house. Convenient.
Nice.
And thought to himself, "Oh, the old woman is snoring.
Really?
I must see if she wants anything. Like maybe to be left alone to
she's
sleep."
Snoring? Weird.
So he went into the room, and when he came to the bed, he saw that the wolf was lying in it.
Mm-hmm.
"Do I find you here, you old sinner?"
Sinner.
And he said, "I have long sought you."
Oh, he's been after the wolf for a while. Was the wolf still in Grandma's clothes? Because he recognized her pretty quick.
I think he's been after Grandma for a while.
That's weird.
If you know what I mean.
Well, I would have to agree with that.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
He ran in awfully loud when he heard her snoring, which seemed weird. But if
she wants anything, like maybe she wants to just sleep.
Well, it's a good thing he did, Mom.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I'm glad he did. I'm glad he was Mr. Nosy Man.
Well, we don't know. I'm assuming how it ends. But man, there's another page. Then, just as he was going to fire at him, he hit the guns. He had a gun. It occurred to him that the wolf might have devoured the grandmother.
Oh, no.
And that she might still be saved. So he did not fire, but took a pair of scissors and began to cut open the stomach of the sleeping wolf. Now there's a picture for you.
Is this before or after the anesthesia?
Well, he must have had the bottle of wine. He's out.
I'm sorry, but if somebody took a pair of scissors to my stomach, I'd be awake in a hurry.
Yeah.
Proceed. I didn't mean to interrupt.
When he had made 2 snips, he got through 2. Mm-hmm. He's not awake yet? When he made 2 snips, he saw the little red cap shining. Then he made 2 snips more. He's up to 4. and the girl sprang out, crying,
"Oh, how frightened I have been! And I couldn't breathe for like the last 4 to 8 hours.
I was covered in stomach acid.
How dark it was inside the wolf."
And after that, the aged grandmother came out alive also.
Oh, thank God.
But scarcely able to breathe. Strange enough.
Man, they could hold their breaths.
Was in the stomach acid? Come on, people. Redcap, however, quickly fetched great stones, and the wolf's still not awake.
Yes.
With which they
sleeping.
Filled the wolf's belly. And when he awoke, he wanted to run away.
This is not in any of the children's books I ever read.
But the stones were so heavy that he collapsed at once and fell dead. Not from having his guts cut open with scissors, but from the stones that replaced. Somebody did not read an anatomy book.
Then all three were delighted.
I'm delighted.
After they took showers.
Ugh.
The huntsman drew off the wolf's skin and went home with it.
Yeah, all right.
The grandmother ate the cake and drank the wine. So I guess the wolf hadn't drank the wine, which Redcap had brought and revived. Well, I guess the wolf couldn't have because he doesn't have opposable thumbs. He would have never got it open.
How did he get Grandma's clothes off without opposable thumbs? Off and on.
You ever thought that maybe Grandma likes to sleep in the nude?
Grandma wasn't sleeping when he first got there.
That's creepy. Oh, where was I? So, they revived Grandma with some wine.
Woo!
But Redcap thought to herself, "As long as I live, I will never by myself leave the path to run into the wood when my mother has forbidden me to do so."
Great lesson you took from that, little kid. Come on.
So we could probably say the entirety of this story is based around that. Right,
that was
there.
it?
Well, to listen to your mother, to not stray from the path and stay on task.
Yeah.
Not to talk to strangers.
I don't think that was the huge issue that she strayed from the path. The talking to the strangers part.
I think they were all things she should have been doing.
I think she needed somebody to really dislike her intensely for a while. And that would have helped the situation a lot.
Oh, or a stranger danger class.
And so that's not even the end of the story.
No, let's keep going.
This goes on forever.
It gets better.
It gets better? Oh, wait a minute. The wolf died from stones in his belly after they chopped him open with scissors and he didn't wake up.
Maybe he resurrects.
It can't get better than that.
As a hellhound.
Ooh, zombie dog.
Yeah.
It also related that once when Redcap was again taking cakes to the old grandmother,
I told you.
another wolf spoke to her.
Okay, it's another one, but still.
And tried to entice her from the path. Redcap, however, was on her guard. She went straight forward on her way.
Stay on the path.
And told her grandmother that she had met a wolf. And that he had said good morning to her.
Maybe he was a friendly one.
But with such a wicked look in his eyes that if they had not been on the public road, she was certain he would have eaten her up. Wicked wolf. See? All it took was one person to be mean to her, and now she's suspicious.
Good. "Well, dearie," said the grandmother, "we will shut the door, that he may not come in."
Well, that's useful. What about the path on the way home? Come on, people. Soon afterward, the wolf knocked and cried, "Open the door, grandmother. I am a little Redcap, and I am bringing some cakes." But they did not speak or open the door. So the graybeard, says graybeard? So the graybeard stole twice or thrice around the house, and at last jumped on the roof, intending to wait until Redcap went home in the evening, and then to steal her and devour her in the darkness.
But the grandmother saw what was in his thoughts. In front of the house was a great stone trough. So she said to the child, "Take the pail, Redcap. I made some sausages yesterday, so carry the old water in which I boiled them to the trough."
Odd enough. Redcap carried until the... what? Redcap carried until the great trough was quite full. Then the smell of the sausages reached the wolf. And he sniffed and peeped down and at last stretched out his neck so far that he could no longer keep his footing and began to slip and slipped down from the roof straight into the trough and was drowned.
Oh, the old slip trough trick.
The old sausage water trick?
Yep, the old slip trough.
Every time.
Slip trough sausage water trick. I've used it at least 3 or 4 times.
Gets them every time, stupid wolves. But Redcap went joyously home, and no one ever did anything to harm her again. Well, ever?
Yeah.
Ever?
Well, would you? She'd murder you if you tried.
She'd fill a trough with sausage water?
That might get you, Dustin.
This is true. This was a stupid story. Stupid.
It's nothing like I remember at all.
No, it was just violence and
like
and
every
dumb.
Grimm fairy tale.
It was dumb.
I liked it. I don't think it was dumb.
Boo on this one was dumb.
Oh, Dustin, I thought it was good.
How in the world do you cut a wolf open?
Okay.
Put rocks in him and sew it up and he doesn't notice. He doesn't wake up. How? Come on.
The woodsman was also an anesthesiologist.
What?
And he didn't want the wolf to harm the grandmother inside. So instead of having to fight the wolf while he cut him open, he just gave him some gas.
He gassed
to knock him out. Because he carries it around in his doctor bag.
It's a lovely story.
Yeah, while he's cutting down trees just in case he hurts himself.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. But this is the truth.
It could have ended...
There's historical evidence to this. They've actually found the cabin the grandmother lived in.
It's just a lie.
Some say they still see Graybeard stalking around the cabin, smelling like sausage.
Have you been in the mushrooms? This story could end
in Germany. Anything can happen there. It's a magical land.
The whole last page of the story was unnecessary. Completely unnecessary.
Well, maybe that's why they keep it out of the other books and cartoons and such.
The second wolf?
How come Disney never did Red Riding Hood or Redcap?
Because it's dumb.
I think they could have done a good job with it.
They did. They've always got Little Red Riding Hood, but they've never made a movie. But she's in all the like short Into the Woods
cartoon shorts.
Did you ever watch Into the Woods, the musical?
Yeah, but I kind of forced it out of my memory.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. Disney.
Not a real Meryl Streep fan.
You bit the turd on that one. And Once Upon a Time, that show, it's got Red.
I haven't watched
episodes. Yeah, it's not bad. It drags on after the 12th season, but...
That's the show my wife and kids watch when I'm not home.
Oh, do they watch that?
Yeah. Yep, they do. Without me. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You're not missing much. Just watch the first couple seasons. It was good. And then after that, it just drags on. Anyway.
If you think that you can do a better ending to Little Redcap, go to our website at talesofbedlam.com. Click on this episode. And in the comic box, give us your version of a proper ending to this story. Maybe Dustin will agree with your ending more. And he's falling asleep.
Oh, and they lived happily ever after.
Good night.
Bye.
I need me some whiskey. We got to pep up. This can't be boring. This is our job.
That was a stupid story.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Dumb.
Oh, I don't think it was that bad. It's not what I remember. All right. You don't have to agree.
There should have been a big fight. Not sneaky cutting open